Okay, hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. It's been a day. I've already done this video once, so I apologize. I did a whole unboxing and I made some cards and I did stuff, and I don't know, my camera was not recording the entire time, and I didn't realize it because I was sitting down instead of standing, which I always do, where am at eye level with my camera and I can see the timer going. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to show you what I got from ARTEZA. I kind of got stuck on the journal and I don't know what I want to do yet with the cover, so I thought this would be a good time to show you what I got from them and do a little painting. So I got some blank watercolor cards, and there's 25 of them. They're 100% cotton, cold pressed, acid free, for watercolor. They're 140 pound or 300 GSM, I guess you guys say. They're 5 inches by 6.9 inches, or 12.7 centimeters by 17.5 centimeters. And they come with envelopes. The envelopes are not watercolor paper. They're regular, you know, like envelope material, just regular, but very nice weight envelopes, and you know, perfect for making cards. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm just going to put that back in there. And then I also got the postcards, which I am super excited about, and thank you so much to ARTEZA because they're awesome. It's a great company and they've been super kind, letting me play with all their goodies. So anyway, upside down, Amy. The postcards come in a nice little tin, which is good to, you know, keep them safe or to use for something else if you're done with them. But they have the to from area and little postage stamp spot. And then on this side is the textured part of the watercolor paper. And they're the same weight as the cards. Let me see if I can find. I threw away the little wrapper that goes around it because, you know, I thought I was done with that part. They're 140 pound. They measure 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, or 10.2 centimeters by 14.6 centimeters. And they're the 140 pound, 100% cotton cold pressed paper for watercolor. And I was really wanting these, and every time I would go to order them, they were out, but they finally had them, so I'm super excited to get to play with those. Well, I already got to play with them, but the idea was that I would get to play first with you guys, but you know how that goes with technology and me. So, and then I also got the 36 watercolor, premium watercolors. They're the half pans in a metal box, which is really nice because the paint, when it dries on this, it's reusable. So you get to use these like your palette and then just close it up, and when you open it again and it's dry, you just have to wet it and it works. So that is very nice. That's the great part about these metal tins. And then I also swatched it all out already, which I'm sorry. That's all I can say, because some days I just don't know, but it gives you all the numbers for each little pan and the color with it, so it's very nice. And it comes with a water brush, which mine's almost empty now, as you can see, but the only difference between this and the ones that you purchase in a set of 6 is that this has the big red push button, and this just says push on the plastic part, but they work the same. So that's a great little gift to get with that. And the little half pans are super cute, and this whole thing comes out, and there's room for more pans if you get more. I do struggle with getting it out of here for some reason because I'm kind of a dingling. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. But yeah, so if you do need to clean it up or whatever, and it's kind of easier to get the little pans out when it's not in there. So basically what you do is this end moves back a little bit, these, and then this one stays put, the short one down here. So you just kind of need to lift them out like that, because when you push against them this direction, this loosens up, but that little tiny lip down there, I don't know if you guys can see, that little lip right there stays in one spot. It doesn't move at all. And then when you put them back in, you just put them in there and then push down and it locks right in there. And these all come wrapped, which you guys missed that part too, but they're all wrapped up separately so that you don't have any problems in shipping. But I've already taken all those off, and you know, here we have it all in the pan already. But they're very easy to put in and take out. And so this part closes and then the lid closes. You can put this in here to keep, you know, to help you decide what colors to use. Sorry, I've got pencil all over the place from when I was showing you guys what I was going to do. So I'm going to stop the video and I will get my painting area ready and then we'll do a little painting. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I have these all taped off, and I know this looks a whole lot different than when people who watercolor all the time do it, but I'm doing it my way because that's the way I am. I have torn the tape. Instead of having the straight edge when I take it off, I'm going to have more of that kind of an edge. And that's a total personal decision. You can do yours nice and even and straight, no problem. So what I'm going to do first, this is just water in my little glass spray bottle. And I'm just going to spritz all over my card. And when I put these down, I spritz the back and the inside, like this is the opening, the regular card. I spritzed the back and the inside just a little bit with water and then taped it down, and supposedly that helps with warping. I have no idea because I am no like professional painter or anything. I just do it for fun. But anyways, so I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I did do it with these two and it seemed to help. I had a little warping, but not bad, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so going to this just helps the watercolor move on the paper, and some watercolors work better with that than others. So anyways, so I'm going to essentially do almost the same thing I did last time, just because you know, that's what my plan was, and I don't have another plan. So I know you kind of already saw what we're doing, but and I didn't mean to do a pointy pumpkin. I'm just see, like this orange doesn't tend to do a whole lot of spreading, even though it's lots of water. So it's just depends. I'll do my pumpkins a little different on this one than I did the last one, so that it seems a little like it's different. And like I said, I mean, I have done some painting. I just am not like a watercolor expert or anything like that. So that I can tell is too wet though, because I don't really want that like that. And still a little bit more of another color of orange. Need a little more water. Okay, I guess I could use my pan thing and I didn't. It's bleeding a little bit, but not a whole lot. This one bigger. Oh, you know what I didn't do on this one is my little spots for text, but I'll show you that in a minute. Okay. And I have also a little cup of water that I'm rinsing this in. I know I don't need to do this because it's got water in there, but I'm saving the water for painting instead of cleaning, because you use up tons of water when you're just squeezing out the paint, you know. I'm going to take a little bit of this away because it's wanting to just pool right there, and I don't really want that. Okay, so then I'm just going to take some other colors that I want. And I know you can't see my palette, and I apologize for that. I just don't have any more room on my table here, unfortunately. So it's either you get to see the painting part or the palette, and I thought you might prefer seeing the painting part. Okay, so I'm just taking all different sort of fall colors, and since you already know what I'm doing, it's probably not going to be very mysterious, but and then every once in a while I just will spray, and that just helps those colors bleed out. And like I said, some bleed out more than others. And of course these are going to turn out completely different than the first ones I did anyway, just by the nature of things, you know. A little more of a sunshiny yellow. I've got some green in it, but it's fine. And you can put some close together, spread others apart, you know. See, I did have a greeting right there before, but on this one we're not going to have that, so it's going to be kind of a blank area. I'm muddying up my stuff now. And if you feel like you're getting too much water, which I am, and I'm sure if you are a watercolor person, you're horrified at this moment, but I just want everybody to know that, you know, they can do it. You don't have to be. I'm not a watercolor artist, so just try it. A little more water right here. Son's getting stuff ready. He starts school tomorrow. My daughter's at school again today. She's got an art class. Very excited for that. She wants to do graphic design, so that will be fun to see, you know, what she learns, because I never did take an actual art class. I took like pottery and stuff, but I never did an actual art class. So I'm excited for her. I hope she likes it. You know, you never know, because, I mean, she's artistic, definitely, well, musically mostly, but she draws actually very well. I was amazed that she wasn't going to go into music, but she just decided she does not love practicing. So I think I've told you guys that before. And she knows that that's a huge part of any of that, obviously. But yeah, that was a little bit surprising for both her dad and I. We were like, I would have thought for sure you would go into music. These to spread a little more. So sometimes if you take your sprayer and you move it a little, obviously it makes that water move. Oh, I know what I forgot. I haven't put any orange in the sky part. I don't know if it's necessarily sky, but I guess it makes sense if I mix it in the little palette, right, and then with water. I just am not, honestly, this is just not my, I haven't ever done enough watercoloring to, I've done a little, you know, like I did my doodles and all that, but it's really not my wheelhouse. I like it, I've just never done much. Gil Agustinelli was asking what, you know, people did when they were young, artistically, and I mostly drew, really, is what I like doing when I was younger. And I did, you know, what do you call it, like cross stitch and all those types of things. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of green for the stems of the pumpkins. And I like to just kind of do them however they end up is how the stems will be. Okay, I'm going to leave that one alone for a minute and I'm going to move over to this other side. Because we can add stuff and take stuff away and do all that, but wow, that one really went crazy. That red's hard to get out of the bristles. Okay. Trying to use my palette more. I am not very, like I said, good at this here. Kind of want to take a little bit of that away. Sorry, I'm not very chatty. This is taking my concentration, I think. And then, I can't remember, you know, what I talked about last time, and, brain. We're just mostly doing that beginning of the school year stuff around here. I hope you're all doing well and healthy and staying out of the fray, which is a little interesting in some places. Okay, let's do this one a little bit taller maybe. A little more water. Water dries fast on there. Just kind of dotting all over, you know, I'm not doing any specific structural type stuff. So, like, truly, if I can do this, you guys can totally do this, because I am not a pro at this at all. It's super fun though. I could totally get into it. Okay, and then I'm going to get to the sky kind of thing here like I did in the other one. I like to come in and just like right next to maybe another one, add another little bit of color. Yeah, I think some dripping water everywhere. Gonna be one of those quiet videos. Sorry. I can't like concentrate and think about things to talk about at the same time. I mean, if I was trying to concentrate on what to say, that would be one thing, but my mushroom started disappearing. It's amazing though, once you add other stuff, it definitely comes back. So I might just have to go in and add a little more stuff here and there. And I know right now this just looks like the biggest mess you've ever seen in your life, and I get it. But hopefully in the end it'll come together. The other ones did, but that doesn't mean this one will. Hopefully. We can hope, right? Alright, let's pick up some of this crazy bubble right there. And I'm just barely, I mean not hardly touching the paper at all, just like glancing off of it, essentially. And I might come in and do a little bit more something. I'm going to take so we can see this a little bit better. And that's just more of like almost straight paint, because it, without a ton of water. Okay, I'm going to let these dry, and I will come back and we'll play some more. Okay, so they're dry. They're both here, and they're a hot mess, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, what is she doing? But it's a thing. And I'm actually sitting down again because, I don't know, I did something to my neck, and I think it's from standing and looking down for so many hours a day. That's the only thing I can think of, because I didn't like do anything that I know of to hurt it. So anyways, I have these fine line pigment liners. They're water-based and water-resistant. This is a 0.1, which is what I would suggest. On this one that I did, I used a 0.4, and it's a little thicker than I like. I did this little stuff on the mushroom in the 0.1, and I liked it better. So, but you know, you can do whatever you want. I got these just on Amazon. They're not ARTEZA, but I just you know, needed waterproof pens, and I didn't want to do anything expensive at the moment because I don't know how much I'll use them. If I use them a lot, then I might get better ones. But anyways, so I really like the way the border looks with the way I tore the tape and stuff, instead of having that straight line thing. I just think for, like, you could use this in a junk journal, I think, and it would be fun. So let's see, I'm going to move you guys in a little bit closer for this part, so that, oh, maybe not that close, so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, first thing I want to show you is one of the leaves that I learned how to draw, and I learned this on Pinterest, so it's nothing I came up with, but you kind of just draw like something like this, almost like a weird, not quite an L. And then from where the bend is, you come up, but don't come up as high as this top part is. It's basically the skeleton of the leaf, which I discovered makes drawing leaves way easier if you draw the skeleton of it first. So you have something that looks like this. And then just arrows at the top, but they don't sit down on those ends. So they're like unattached arrows, if that makes sense. Not really, but. And then you're going to draw something that looks kind of like a C and a backwards C. And so you're just going to do that off of each one of those. And some of them I do wacky. It really doesn't matter because it's, you know, it doesn't have to be totally perfect and precise because leaves aren't. And then you're just going to go from one of those tips down and up and meet the next one. Down and up, meet the next one. It's like a maple leaf or some type of leaf like that. I don't really know what leaf it is, but it looks like a fall leaf. So, and then on the bottom ones, I come over and I do like another little jaggedy thing and I meet up at the middle. So this might be a little different than maybe what Pinterest did or whatever, but you get the idea. That's like how to do those kind of leaves because they're kind of tricky. So I tried drawing them myself first and it was a disaster. So anyways, that's what I figured out by looking on Pinterest. Okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of come around these mushrooms, and I am not making perfect, straight, even lines as you've seen me do before. I just kind of, it's very loose. Okay, and then I'm going to come from, let's see, how did I, kind of like you're coming from the middle of it to draw the little like ribs of the mushroom. And you don't even have to do that if you don't want to do that. Kind of looks like it has like lichen or something growing on it. And then there's all these little bits here. And kind of what I did on the one that I showed you guys before is, I don't know if you can tell, I'm just going to come in a little closer. I'm just kind of making little squiggles. And they're not meeting anywhere. They're just, so it looks like it's got, I don't know, lichen or whatever growing on it. Okay, and then some more here. And there's a little down here. Alright, so there's one little mushroom. I think I'll leave it close. I'll try to remember to back it out. I'm so bad about that. And we're going to draw another little fatty mushroom here. That. And it's got the same little bits of lichen-y stuff spots, the technical term is. Okay. Right, let's do the big one. I think I did that other one backwards. That one. That's why it looks weird. Okay, so that one's a little bit different than the other two. But you're just kind of going with the flow of whatever the paint's doing, basically. And then we're going to just do some leaves. And some of them are going to be really easy, like those kind. And I'm not meeting every line, like I'm not putting every line tip together. And some of these I'm going to do just loosely, kind of like I did on the other one of the mushrooms, and I'll show you in just a second. So you can see, you don't have to make like perfect leaves. Like, I don't even know what kind of leaf that is. We'll do... And the ones that I put on the ground especially, I don't worry about their shape a whole lot, because, you know, when they fall on the ground and they get walked on or they're really dried out, it doesn't really matter. Okay. And we'll do a little... Maybe I'll do one of the ones like I showed you guys. I'm just not connecting my lines, and I'm kind of making squiggly lines, barely touching the pen to the paper. And if you are a watercolor artist, I apologize. Because you're probably looking at this like, what in tarnation even is that? But, you know, when you're not an expert, you just kind of wing it. Okay. I'm not sure what kind of leaf I want to do. I'm just going to do something, whatever. And doesn't matter. It's totally fine. I said don't do that one the same height, and then I do them the same height. It makes it look weird, so that middle one really needs to be longer than the rest. And then they turn out better. And these are very loose, like I'm not stressing about every line. This looks like a big leaf right here. Or maybe it's a couple leaves. Okay, you guys see? Oh, see, that's what I gotta be careful of. I'm gonna scoot out a little bit because I feel like, oops, I feel like I'm, sorry, I have to make sure it was recording. Ugh, thing is driving me nutty. I don't even know why it didn't record earlier. I don't know why they're both falling like that together, but they are. Let's see, where are we at? So after I do this one, I will probably do the pumpkins, and then I'll, you know, finish the leaves on my own or whatever, so you don't have to watch me do all the leaves again. But I just want you to see that, like, truly, sorry, I keep doing that. Anybody can do this. It's just, it's really just fun. Just have fun with it. I know I keep turning it, but you know, I kind of need to do that to figure out where I want to go. And a lot of them I'm going around specific spots, but like that one you see, it doesn't matter. You just put whatever, because there wasn't a very good shape there that I liked to use. So just put whatever you want. Kind of like the first ones I did better, but you know, that's just sort of the way it goes with the whole filming thing. Trying to figure out if I want So you can definitely see that it's not perfect, and that is okay. It doesn't have to be. Okay, so I think that's good on that. And then I'm going to take one of these UniBall gold pins, and I don't know what size this one is. It's all in Chinese on it, so I don't know what size they are, but I'll try to remember to link them in my description box. They're from Amazon. So I feel like I kind of want to go around a few of these just a little to make some spots. Going to go in just and there's really no rhyme or reason to that, obviously. Just where I wanted them. These are just little dots. I'll make sure it's recording. I'm totally paranoid because that was really aggravating. I literally had that completely finished and, you know, it just wasn't there when I went to get it off. And when I put these on, I do 3s. You can do 5. An odd is just better. It's just more appealing to the eye. But every once in a while I just put 1, you know, somewhere. Okay. Oh, and I want to go around the outside a little bit. And I'm going to do this loosely too. Sorry, you probably can't see. That's hard for me to have it that way. I'm just going to go like almost like dashes, sort of, and lines that aren't connected because we've got that almost torn look. I'm almost just barely dragging the pen, like it's almost not even touching the paper. Okay, so there's one, and I'll do the pumpkins on this, and then I will stop the camera again, finish the leaves, and I'll come back so you guys can see it. So with the pumpkins, I just kind of do a center, sort of a oval-y thing, and these, but again, not perfectly connected straight lines or anything. And then we're going to do the stems. Okay, and then this looks like it has a leaf. So I'm going to take advantage of that. And do a curly Q. And then I'll do the same on this one. I feel like there's this already oval right here, even though it's not completely in the center. And this looks like, you know how sometimes pumpkins have that green area that comes further down? This is a little short pumpkin, and this time I'm going around the outside. I don't know why first, but that's just how I'm doing it. And I'll do the oval in the middle. This one's kind of got the and it's kind of fun just to like put some extra lines just for whatever, just because you wanna. All right, so I'll do leaves and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I have all the leaves done on this one. So we're gonna go ahead and go around the outside just like we did with the other one. And I got a little bleed under the tape on a few spots, but I'm not going to worry about it because I guess it kind of adds to it. And I'm just doing, again, that real loose, not completely attached line, except that my pen quit working. Oops, I went away here. Sorry. I can't do this close-up thing very well. Turn it. And then my big old hand right in the way too. Okay. And then we're gonna put this here, and we're gonna add some gold spots again. And you don't have to do this, you know, you can just do it however you like. I just like doing that. I think it adds something, especially it's nice to have that little glitz on there. Kind of feel like I need some right here for some reason. Little glitz to the pumpkins, right? Okay, I think that's it. So I'm gonna back us out a little bit again. I always go in when I think I'm going out. Okay, so these are both of our pieces that we did today. So even though they looked like a hot mess, and I know they did, I fully understand, but I think they turned out pretty good. So, sorry, I forgot to show you guys the other ones that I did. So I did ink around them because when I pulled my tape up, I used washi tape, and it pulled off some of the paper. And then I had taped these spots as well and added, you know, sentiments there. So you can do that too. So the way I did it was put down the tape the same as I did around the edge, and then pulled it off after and stamped thank you in this one, and this one I wrote grateful on. So that I did a little different than the original. So you can see there's big differences even though it's the same basic layout of the card. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys because I forgot to do that. I got this idea of doing the sentiments on them from CeCee, and I will leave the description or her information in the description box below. She's a watercolor artist, so you know, that's where I get the whole idea to do the watercolor and then the doodle. I mean, she's obviously does it vastly different than I do, but just, you know, helps you get the inspiration. So anyways, we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye now.